We're officially live.
Yep, we're here.
What time is it officially?
I don't know. We have 3 people.
There we go.
Us.
Well, at least we got the skunk off. That's nice.
Huh?
The skunk. You know, like when you get skunked, like you don't do anything, you don't score.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez, honey, it's a sports term. You'd never get it.
Oh.
Have you guys seen our flour tortilla video that we posted? These are the leftovers. We're making a dish on the flat top today.
Making lunch.
They're good too. Oh,
I know. Someone said on the Griddle group, I can't believe you're going live and you're not making anything.
Nothing like seeing the dog in the neighbor's yard rub his butt across the ground.
Oh, jeez.
The little
honey.
thing.
6 people.
That's better than nothing.
Let's see.
Well, they asking you questions yet?
Well, I'm trying to see
Oh no.
the comments. Hang on.
Oh no.
I don't see the Oh, okay. Yes, there's a comment. Mike from Michigan. Andrew, hi.
There we go.
Yes, I'm seeing the comments now. Hey, Neil and Amy. Hey.
From Michigan.
Oh, hey, from Tennessee, Raymond. Where do you live, Raymond? What part of Tennessee?
Is the Michigan guy a big fan of Michigan college football?
Oh, well, I don't know. Yes, there's John from Portland. Hello from
Wow.
Southwest Virginia. Hey, Sean. How about the game last night? Let's not talk about the game.
Depends. Sean's probably happy. I think he's an LSU fan. Is that Sean
hello
Reed?
from Athens, Georgia. Is that where? Oh, you're not our favorite person right now. Hello from Kansas. Hey, Tim. Brandon from Mesa, Arizona. Go Ducks. Hi, Juan. Winchester, Middle Tennessee. Okay.
All right.
Oh, hi from Alaska. Wow.
Wow.
12 below zero, Jody. Wow.
Perfect time to get the griddle out.
Are you
never
using-
say never. Never
Are
say
you
never.
using your griddle, Jody, in Alaska?
How to use your griddle in the winter. Buckle up. It's cold.
Yeah, Neil and I visited Alaska before we were married. Yeah, we loved it. Yep.
Did a cruise and
We took an
excursion.
Alaskan cruise. Hey, from North Carolina. Hey, Floyd from Virginia. Hi, Still Works and Brewing. Hi from Iowa, Lance. Howdy from Texas, Ken. Hello from Pennsylvania.
Ken Hill. Is it Ken Hill?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It went by so fast. Florida Gators fan and anyone who beats Bama, Sean says. Well, we did beat Bama. Chalk that one up on the on the win board. Hey, from Youngsville, North Carolina. Oh, Sean says, but I'm from Ohio. Ohio. He's from Ohio. He's a Gators fan, and he likes anyone that beats Bama.
Can't
Hello
go wrong
from
with that.
Connecticut, Washington State. How about them dogs, Matt? We're not talking about the dogs. We're not talking about the dogs.
Oh, how about them, huh?
Oh, that was a disappointing night in our house last night. We had a house full of people too.
But you know what? When you're out recruited, out coached, outplayed, out environmented, out talented, out everything, you should get your butt beat.
Oh, jeez. Jody says she uses her grill quickly at 20 below zero.
So it takes longer to preheat than it does to cook your dish on there.
Matt says, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I get it. Juan says, what are we making today? And Tim says that he just watched the tortillas video. So let's combine those two.
Yeah, so look, this is the deal.
Hey, Cajun Ninja's on here.
What's up?
Thank
Hey,
you.
little shout out to my brother
Thanks,
Jason right here.
Jason.
Hey,
Yeah.
So real quick, how many people got on? Enough? Can we go ahead and talk?
63.
That's enough. Look, this is the deal. For Veterans Day, I've partnered with a couple of brands that I really, really like, and we're going to give away like a gift basket, basically from us to you guys. So on Veterans Day, we're going to be doing something, putting all this stuff, shenanigans together, putting it in a gift basket. We're going to send it out to one lucky viewer. We're also going to be doing the same thing for Christmas. So here's the deal. We've got some really cool spices from Sure Shot Sid's, and he's got 2 different spice categories right here. As you guys saw, the Cajun Ninja, he's a big supporter. His brand new cookbook, and for one lucky viewer, it's actually signed by him. I think that's really neat. He really came all out. Got his fish fry.
The cookbook looks awesome too, Jason. If you're still on here, I was flipping through your cookbook and it looks awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Some honey salt from Pit Boss. Heath Riles, the jalapeno barbecue rub, and the pork. What is that? Sweet barbecue rub. I really like that. My Pit Boss is kind of like my go-to, just kind of like an all generic general one. And then, of course, you guys know I love my Cavenders. We got a Therm pen, and we'll probably throw in a couple extra goodies. So here's the deal. Next week, we're going to be posting on Monday and Wednesday. Veterans Day is Thursday.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 11th, typically, somewhere through there. I hope so. Check out those 2 videos. We have more information available, how you can win, how you can enter, and so on and so forth. Some of the things that I know that are coming in the box are not here yet. We've already reached out to a couple more brands. They just haven't arrived yet for our live, so you guys can look out for that.
And we're going to do one for Christmas, too, sometime later.
Yes.
Did you say that?
I did.
Another giveaway box, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So, what are we cooking today, honey? So, we weren't
Pulled
going to...
barbecue pork cheese quesadillas with those homemade flour tortillas.
Yes. Let's move off some stuff. Do you guys notice our new cutting board situation here?
Oh, it's a game changer.
Yep. Oh, Larry says, have any good ideas for Thanksgiving? Yes, Larry, we've got a lot of good ideas for Thanksgiving.
Depends on what you want to go with. I know that we're going to try some griddle sides pretty soon. This is just a warmed up quesadilla. Man, I'm just on this quesadilla kick.
Wes, what was your request, Wes? He says, wow, that was my request. Thank you. John says, thank you for your service, Neil. Can you let us know? Ah, it went away too fast. Something about the seasonings. We'll have to respond to that later. Let's see. So we have some. What do we have, babe?
This is just full barbecue pork. Monday's video when we upload is going to be a competition video. We bought 2 pork butts, and we put it on the pellet smoker and the charcoal grill. I have a Weber Summit charcoal grill, and we basically put it to the test. Which one makes the best pulled pork? I know, right? How in the world? So that's a really interesting video for Monday. So this is the leftover pork from that. So what I'm doing right now, I've just got 2 burners on. There's no really reason to rush it. I'm just going to warm this pork up slowly.
I can tell you did not bring your other spatula out. You want to go grab it real quick?
No, I got my bench scraper. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. All right.
So this is leftover pork from the video that we are posting tomorrow.
Yes. All right, got some cheese right here. We got those fresh tortillas I just posted this morning.
Wes said that was his request, was homemade tortillas with quesadillas.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that, is because that's actually how I got down to the tortilla idea. I wanted to make something, you know, when you talk about griddle cooking, I think sometimes the easiest things in the world are overlooked, because for my personal, not preference, I do try to stress the boundaries of what can be done on a griddle. But ultimately, some of your basics, I think, sometimes are overlooked. A cheese quesadilla, when done properly, is hard to overlook. It's easy to overlook and hard to overlook. So if you're going to start the foundation of a cheese quesadilla, you better have the proper cheese and a correct flour tortilla. And that started my rabbit hole. Then all of a sudden, I was on this beef tallow kick. And then I quickly realized you can make beef tallow flour tortillas. And I was like, 2 things merging into one had to be the universe talking to me. And I've been on this beef tallow kick.
Say bye to Jason. He's about to take off. Thank you, Jason.
He's been in wine country.
Thanks. Jason is the Cajun Ninja, for those of you guys that don't know. So, and thanks to him, too, for sending us a bunch of spices in his cookbook to give away. He's a great guy.
He's an LSU fan. We won't hold him against him.
Yeah, he's... But he did have to sport some UT orange when the Vols beat the Tigers a couple weeks ago. I don't know if anyone saw that. Let's see. So what do you do, babe?
Trying to fit 2 tortillas together. Now, granted, I'm not the best roller in the world, so the 2 tortillas are kind of to find two that matches are very difficult. All right, I've just got some pickles, some sliced onion. We got some provolone cheese, and these. I'm been on this sweet pepper kit too lately, so I'm gonna take a couple of these out. Just kind of take those seeds right out of it. We have anybody left on the live?
Yeah, 89 people.
What's what's your guys' thoughts for upcoming the holidays? Anybody really want to actually use their griddle for holidays? Has anybody really thought about like what you can actually do? We thought about doing really quickly Brussels sprouts with country ham, maybe some garlic, some balsamic glaze, stuff like that. We thought about doing glazed carrots and some type of starch. I'm kind of stuck on the starch idea for Thanksgiving. So if you guys have any ideas, we can probably put that together really easy. So basically, like 3 vegetables on your griddle for Thanksgiving, 3 Thanksgiving sides on your griddle.
Yep. John says stuffing would be perfect on the griddle.
Ooh, come on, John. How are we gonna make that now? I'm listening. Typically, you bake it, so I'd love to hear your idea.
Ooh, we might get a little rain. So get.
Thought I had a dish rag. Oh, I did.
Sweet potato hash browns. He said. Someone says. Sweet
Hey,
potato hash browns.
dang! Now, I can almost get with that right there. That sounds good.
Yep.
I'll be back.
Okay. Extra behind the scenes baker and prep work. Oh, guys, my arm is already getting tired. Someone says, Matt says, sliders using King's rolls for the football game, stuffed pork chops, onions, griddle, bread cubes, crisped in butter with sage and whatever else your mind comes up with. Stuffed raven, stuffed, let's see, candied sweet potato hash browns. I'm down. Ooh, Cody, candied sweet potato hash browns. That is an idea. We might have to.
That might be its own video.
Yeah. Midnight Rider says stuffing pancakes. Ooh, that could be.
Hey, what? Do we have any tortilla connoisseurs? I got a question, a legitimate question. Because I know, contrary to the popular belief, I don't know everything. What happens if you roll out a tortilla fresh, and then you pack it full of something, and you fold it like a hot pocket or like almost like the idea of like a pie or a sealed quesadilla? Is that actually a terminology called? Like what would that be called? All right, tortillas going down with butter, some provolone cheese, some pork, some peppers, sliced onion, some barbecue sauce.
Take the baked stuffing and crisp the outside on the griddle with some real butter. Someone says, I meant I might have misunderstood. I think it's called an empanada. Let's see. We call those pasties in Michigan. Yes, I've heard of that, John. Yeah.
Well, whatever it was, if there's an actual terminology for it, we were playing around with it.
Hey, Tim from Chattanooga.
Whew.
Oh, someone says pot pie like a calzone, but with a tortilla. That is coming up. So that is coming up on a video.
Yep.
We made homemade pizza pockets.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I got them in there. We made these pretty similar at the Tennessee tailgate, and they were gone before you could make them. Holy smokes, they were received very well.
Hi, Richard from Sherwood, Oregon.
I get everything on the
Jason,
peppers.
just discovered your channel. Love your recipes. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Ken, I love to make sweet potato pancakes on Thanksgiving morning. We'll have to look that up. Brandon says he made the pizza quesadillas last week. I know they were so good, right? Wes, omelet quesadillas. Now I'm giving away my own channel ideas in the future. Hey, welcome to the Flat Top family, Bill. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir. I'd like to know what the average size family Thanksgiving get together is. We found out yesterday ours will not be as large as what we thought. So when that happens, I just start getting like creative. I'm like, well, should we even do like a traditional Thanksgiving? Should we go like crazy and try something completely different? I might do that. I might do something like, maybe we won't go completely different, but maybe we'll throw something in there that we've never tried or tasted before, like a sweet potato cake or something like that. I mean, I'm actually pretty interested in that. I am going to use, I know we smoking my turkey this year, because the Cajun smoked turkey we did, phenomenal. It's actually hard to replicate or beat or to even like compete with it. You know, like sometimes you make something, you're like, yeah, you know you can do better. Then other times you make something, you're like, that sucker was spot on.
Cody says I need to get you a tortilla press.
Yeah. I didn't know I opened that can of worms when I started making them. I mean, I knew they're out there, but like a lot of when I do like research, I try to do like authentic research. Like I try to look up the source, like where they originated, and try to go as deep and like way down the rabbit hole before I start at the surface. And all the ones I ever saw, they just use rolling pins. Now, granted, my rolling pin's a little bit different. A lot of the original ones that I saw were actually making them by hand. I'm like, that's way out of my wheelhouse. I can't even roll them around, and they're stretching them around. That's above my pay grade right there.
Scott says he's going to have 5 people. Someone else said 7. Someone asked, why did we switch from the Charcoal King to the Flat Top King? That's kind of a long story. So we started the channel as the Charcoal King, and we did a lot of charcoal grilling and cast iron cooking. But then we got a griddle, and we really just loved it. And kind of at the same time, we were kind of doing research on the name the Charcoal King, and we realized that the Charcoal King was already trademarked by a charcoal company. And then we loved our griddle so much, so then we just kind of pivoted. Yep. Tim says he remembers the change and he likes the Flat Top King better.
I appreciate that, Tim.
Travis says you're making me fat.
I tell people 2 things that you need to get when you get a grill. Listen, what's your absolute must-have accessories, right? And the 2 things are a thermometer, because you can cook a lot of stuff in your griddle without a spatula. I mean, obviously a spatula is your number 1 go-to, but you need a thermometer and you need bigger clothes because it's going to happen.
Oh, someone says the crown in the background looks like it's on your head.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, you guys see my new hat?
Oh, yeah. I ordered him a new hat. He's pretty happy about that. Aaron says they have at least 15 for Thanksgiving. Jody says 12 people and 2 dogs.
That's important.
Oh, hopefully a moose stops in. Oh, Jody. Jody is the Alaska. From Alaska, yeah.
Wow, that's true. Like how rural in Alaska? Like how rural are we talking about? Like Anchorage? Are we talking about like
Hi, Mike. Mike says morning from California. Can't wait to see the next smoked turkey. We can't wait to eat the next smoked turkey because the first one was fantastic. Oh, you've already cooked. I'm so focused on you, honey. I'm forgetting you're even cooking anything.
So this is provolone cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, barbecue, sliced onions, pickles, and those sweet peppers. Bad boy's hot. I'm gonna know I'm gonna regret this one.
Someone says, finally caught y'all, Jane. My son is in Fairbanks and they have moose in their yard all the time. Cool.
My mother-in-law is a huge moose fan. She's one of those people that you see on like on the memes that stop and get out and like try to pet a moose.
Bill says, what kind of sauce? I assume, Bill,
On
that
this?
you're talking about the quesadilla.
Mm.
Jody's in between Anchorage and Denali. So what kind of, let's see, what kind of sauce we're using today? This is one of Neil's favorites.
I'll tell you what's my favorite. Because I think it's a good base. You can add vinegar to it. You can add spice. You can add mustard. I kind of look at that barbecue sauce as like a very good base where you can branch out. So if you get a mustard barbecue sauce base or a spicy or a honey or a chipotle style barbecue sauce, it's hard to deviate from that type. And I think this one is a good round base. You could add like strawberry preserves, apricot preserves, rosemary. You could add, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like just other categories, and it can get you there a lot faster versus making it from scratch or sticking with the same profile.
Okay, I'm hungry.
Now try that bad boy out.
I'm hungry. Oh!
And dang, tortillas are where it's at.
I need a paper towel.
Huh.
That was good. Someone says hello from Louisiana and thank you for always giving shout outs to the Cajun Ninja. Yeah, he's Jason has become a good friend. Yeah.
Good confidant.
John says bourbon puts it over the top. Jody says I'm patiently waiting for brining turkey with apples, I think. Alex says, is the air fryer upgrade worth it?
My honest answer is I still do not know because we don't use it enough to be fair. And the reason why I say that is when I come up with dishes, I try to create a griddle recipe for griddles because I know all griddles don't have air fryers. So I struggle with what to do and what not to do. Okay, so the air fryer works. It works beautifully. But unless you're toasting something, like you could make for example, pizza French bread, right? You could have your French bread, saute your ingredients like we did on the pizza quesadilla, put it on the French bread, add your cheese, and pop it in the air fryer, and it would be great. The problem I run into is not everybody has an air fryer. So if I do that recipe here, I feel like I alienate so many people that don't have the advantage of a griddle air fryer combo. Or you use your griddle outside, and then you got to go inside to use your air fryer. So I hope that answers.
H-Man is in the house.
What's up, H-Man?
Is H-Man from...
I think he's overseas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From
England?
London? Yeah.
London? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What other questions you guys have for... Any other questions for Thanksgiving or...
What about people using different outdoor equipment for Thanksgiving? Oh, here's the thing too. So I went back to, I'm going to turn this off, to buy a bigger foil pan so I could show this on the live. When I mentioned this in winter griddle cooking, you can keep your griddle on low, like these two burners are just on low and these are off, so you can obviously adjust this, but you could put some boiling water in here, maybe a couple inches. Put this with stuffing, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, or anything. Put it on there, obviously it's covered in lid. And you can have your griddle now as a warming station to free up oven space while your turkey's going, or somebody wants to bring a dessert, or somebody brings something over that's not been cooked and you need to adjust the temperature in the oven. That's a good way to do that. That's it. They're quiet
someone
today.
Says, thank you for your honest opinion on smoked shotgun shells. I always thought they looked overhyped. Oh, Bobby says he's doing smoked mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. Oh, Brandon, he was just given a huge batch of fresh jalapenos. What are your ideas?
If you're in the canning category, I love pickled jalapenos, right? Obviously, you can do the simple things like poppers. We're a huge fan of poppers.
Tell them how we make our poppers on the grill.
I like to cut them in half, and then I do a cream cheese and shredded cheese mix, and then we just wrap them with a whole strip of bacon. And then I like to do them indirect because poppers can't be flipped when they're like that. That the cheese 9 times out of 10 will fall through the bacon, and so once the bacon starts shriveling up, so maybe 325 for like an hour, something like that, to render that bacon out. Maybe you can dust a little barbecue seasoning or all-purpose seasoning on top, but not much.
John says, have you ever heard of wrapping the pork in plastic wrap to cook it
No,
low and slow in the oven? That he had a local butcher that recommended that.
no. Well, you wouldn't be worried the plastic wrap would melt?
I don't know. If you
No.
cook it low enough, I don't know. But you do really like the butcher paper.
I'm a butcher paper believer. So just like it goes back to wet browning, when you do something long enough and then all of a sudden you change one thing and it's the best you've ever had, it could be a combination of multiple things that you've messed up your whole life. But when you do something one time after normal progress and it goes from like here to here, you're scared to go back. So same thing with butcher paper. We did butcher paper one time after doing aluminum foil all the time, never went back. I don't think I'd ever go back to aluminum foil. I actually saw somebody the other day do aluminum foil boat, and I thought that was pretty neat, where the pork butt sits in a aluminum foil boat, so it keeps its moisture, but then the top is still able to darken and create like a deeper bark through the cooking process. And wet browning. We wet browned one year for Christmas, had no clue what to expect. Instead of spatchcocking, I was worried about my oven space, so I actually cut the dang turkey right in half. And still today, my family can tell you that started the wet brine process. And there's a lot of pressure for my family to have good food. I don't know about anybody else's family, but there's a lot of pressure to have good food on Thanksgiving, especially when the family's over. And wet brining for us is a no-brainer. We haven't found a bad wet brine yet.
Someone says, what is the worst thing you had to cook while you were in the service?
Well,
Mike,
if this is...
hang on real quick. Mike, we are doing a Thanksgiving sides episode, and that's probably going to be coming later this coming week.
What most people don't understand about the military is this is being 100% honest. Now, I'm not out here to disrespect anybody. I'm actually being open and honest. For a lot of kids, because you got to remember, when you first go in the military, the majority of the people in the military are young, because the older they get, they fizz out, or like a large majority of people after the 4 years get out, and then you have a smaller few, and a smaller few at top because there's less positions. For us, it was basically our first open and look to all people, different colors, religions, backgrounds, cooking experiences. So some of the things that we learned how to cook, it wasn't necessarily think it was the worst. It was worse for us because we didn't know what we're doing. But you had somebody beside you that's like, hey, this is what we do it all the time. I gotta be honest with you, I learned to cook greens in the Navy by one of my best friends who was not even a cook. He was part of like the ship store, which we share the same mother style, how do you call it, department, so supply department. And it was late one night, a lot of people were off board and or off the ship, and I called him up there and I said, hey, you want to make some greens with me? And he was like, yeah, we made them. He's like, do this, this, and this. And when I did and served them that night, they were like a crowd pleaser. So sometimes it takes people from other parts of the country to kind of stray you in the right direction from the tips and tricks they've learned since they've been growing up. So I don't think it was anything bad. I think it was more of like the learning process was so vast and so fast between Filipino, African American, Hispanic. I mean, the cultures were just like, because as just a white person growing up, I didn't have that availability in cooking. So when it hit you like all at 18, I was just like a sponge. I was like, give it to me all. Like I loved all of it. Learned how to make salsa from scratch.
Pansit.
Pork
yeah.
adobo, pork tocino from my older people that were in charge of me were Filipino. And they really took us by, as you can remember, they really took us by heart, like to hand. Like they would bring us for family get-togethers, for birthdays, and all the elders would be cooking, and they were not scared to teach you right from wrong. So even off the ship, we got mentored a ton with cooking. So I don't think anything bad. I just think the vast amount of information given to you one time was bad because you couldn't absorb it all. I hope that answered that question. But that's true. No, I just want to
Amy
thank...
said Pansit. Yeah, Scott, I guess Scott knows what Pansit is.
One of our all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like I've never made it on the griddle. We should, but Spam fried rice. Now,
A lot of people in the griddle group have talked about spam fried rice. I feel like we've
the,
seen that in the Facebook group.
and they kept it simple. Light egg, rice, a little green onion, and the Spam, a little soy sauce, and the Spam was the main component. It really helped penetrate through the process.
Cody says, "Do you do wild game?"
Yes. Not as much as I used to. I used to live in Wyoming, and wild game was readily available to any and every rancher. But since we moved back to East Tennessee, wild game's not as easy to come by. We have deer in our freezer right now. We have deer, dove, walleye. I'm a big fisherman. There's a lot more water here than there was in Wyoming. So growing
Yeah.
up in East Tennessee, we fish a lot.
How many tanks of gas do you go through each month?
I'm glad you said that because on this live, I wanted to say, how many people are on this live?
136.
Okay, look, we went to go fill up our tanks, and just to give you the information, I can't tell you how many tanks we go through because I've got 6 tanks. At one time, we had 3 griddles. I've got a pizza oven down here that rarely gets used, so that used propane. Our little fireplace table that you guys never see uses propane, so it's hard for me to know. Plus, like we do a lot of warming the griddles up and calming the griddles down at different times than what I would normally do if I was cooking. The reason why I say that, we have a Costco membership, and we got 2 tanks filled up that were on E for $18, $19, something like that.
Yeah.
And we had another tank that we was out. Did you know your tanks could get out of date? Never knew that. I've been doing this for a long time, even way before griddling. Never knew a propane tank could actually go out of date. So I went to Costco to get it filled up. They said the tank was out of date. I had to take it to one of those systems where you just give them the old tank and you get a new tank. It was $19.99, so with tax it was $21. So just to give you an idea, if you're going through a lot of propane, don't forget about your big box stores like Costco, Sam's, or something like that. So it was $21.99 for a tank or $19 for 2 full tanks.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because I really wanted to mention that because we just had that done. And I get asked all the time how much propane I go through, and I don't know. There's just too many tanks that just revolve around too many things to have on the griddle.
Name the meal you made for your wife where you knew you stole her heart. Well, considering I can't cook, that would
No, you came over one day. Was it ribs? It was. It was ribs. I was at my dad's house. We're in high. If you guys don't know, we've been together since high school. And you came over. Dad made ribs, and you asked for a fork and knife. And me and Dad looked at each other like, who the heck eats ribs with a fork and a knife? Because you're trying to be all. I remember that one. Our first date was at a restaurant, and I had her back an hour early.
Yep. So he won brownie points with my dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heck, the time that he gave me to be back, I'm like, I'm normally asleep by then.
Yeah, but then after that first dinner with your family, every
Sweatpants.
dinner with your family after that, I made sure that I wore my sweatpants, elastic waistband.
It's been growing ever since.
Haha. Wes says there's a stamp on the upper part of the tank. Yeah, we never knew that before
Never.
until
I mean,
we just tried to fill that one at Costco, and they said nope.
Yep.
Yep. I think honestly though, the best thing that Neil makes, if I could just choose one food for Neil to make for me over and over and over and over again, like if there was only one specialty of his, it would be his ribeyes.
You know, I'm surprised. If we got 150 people on here right now, how many people just like steak and salt or pepper only? I just don't understand why there's so much hate about what one person likes. I mean, let's just break the conversation altogether. Amy likes goat cheese on her ribeyes. Okay, I've over the years kind of grown to it. But I'm a seasoning guy. I like seasoning, and I like mixing up the seasonings because you never know what you're going to like down the road. So if I put seasoning on the steak, I get so much hate from people like, you only need salt and pepper. You need to buy a better ribeye. And I'm like, we bought like $100 ribeyes before. We don't do it often. And we still season it. Yeah, we still season it with our favorite seasoning. Like, I didn't back the seasoning off just because it was a more expensive ribeye. I don't know. I just like seasoning. I'm just curious, like, why there's so much hate.
Bill says garlic, salt. Someone said salt and pepper. Randall says salt, pepper, garlic. So,
I will say one thing I do not like. Here's one thing I do not like. This might be the biggest controversy. You know when a large amount of people you see like bathing a ribeye in a cast iron skillet, and they've got garlic, thyme, rosemary. I'm not a fan of that at all. I don't care if it's on the griddle. I don't care if we make a pan sauce and pour it over steak. I don't like it because I think the herbs make the steak taste roasty. I don't like roasty steak. I'd rather have a steak taste like steak, and I'd rather have my pot roast with the vegetables and stuff like that have that earthy rosemary, sage, thyme style flavor. That it?
let's see, salt and pepper on the grill, salt, pepper, and Lowry's California style garlic, salt and pepper only. Let's see. Yeah, so lots of different opinions.
We had planned on going live more often, but golly, life just takes over so fast. You almost have to like plan moons away just to be able to take time to do something, especially with the kids' programs and schedules as they get older. It gets harder and harder.
Salt and Cavenders.
Can't go wrong with Cavenders.
Yep.
Cavenders probably.
Salt, pepper, garlic, and butter, Wes. Well, any other questions, guys? Thanks, John.
I think we got a problem on here. Do we have a problem?
So let's see. Any other questions? We are going to have to keep this live short because my grandma is actually visiting.
Yeah, of course, when we scheduled this, she was not here. Now she's here, so that's what happens.
Mike Govals.
That's right. We got a chance. What else? Anything about holiday cooking before we get off?
Recently ventured into Riles Seasonings.
Ryder, that's the brand?
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. John says compound butter.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Alex says, thanks for the idea to use Sam's. He's been paying $30 a tank.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You can buy a tank. Sometimes they go on sale for $29.99, but the base price a lot of times is $39.99, and get it filled for like $8 to $9 regularly. So, I mean, you can almost buy a tank every single time. But
let's see. What's your thoughts on adobo?
the Filipino style or the Mexican seasoning?
Let's see. Ever butcher the entire bird for better cooking? That's Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Neil actually in the past has cut the entire turkey in half, like the whole thing in half, and just baked the two halves.
She might be talking about, like, you talking about splitting the breast, the thighs, and the wings.
She's probably talking about that.
I have not. I was talking to somebody the other day about my philosophy about meat, whether it be ribs, brisket, turkeys, chickens. So here's like an idea. Let me show you something right here. Here's an idea. So if your piece of meat is this big, this long, and you see all these people cutting off these little knickknacks all the way around it, sometimes they'll cut an inch off, sometimes they'll square up the ribs and they'll cut, like a rib and a half to 2 ribs off. My belief is the more you keep on there, the more you have a chance to have a bigger piece of good meat, right? Because the more you trim off, then those outside edges are typically overcooked or not as good. So the more junk I can keep on it, the more it protects the meat. So I don't do a lot of trimming. So when it comes to whole turkeys or half turkeys or whatever, I try to keep as much stuff on there. Now fat, I will trim to the necessary thickness for whatever I'm doing. But for the skin flaps or the chunks of meat or the unevenness, I actually keep a lot of stuff on there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, let's see. The comments are so hard to read while you're talking.
Happens so fast.
Well, yeah. Let's see. What's your go-to favorite seasoning for chicken?
Well, what chicken are we going to? Are we just talking about just chicken on the griddle? Because I think marinades are more important than seasonings. If you're going to seasoning, probably just an all-purpose. That Cavender's or that burger rub. That burger rub is just a good standard house mix called burger rub, but it's very good. It's very balanced.
Mike says future video pans it.
We've got it. We've got it. It's called vegetable stir fry on the griddle, and we use Pansit.
Yep. We might have to make that again, though. That was a long time ago.
That's when we used portobello mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Vegetarian stir fry.
Brandon says griddle, tenderloin, or boneless breast. Like if you want like a good kind of all-purpose seasoning, what would you say for chicken? Like just, like not barbecue, not.
Yeah, the Cavenders. The Cavenders or the Pit Boss Burger Rub. The Cavenders, probably the Cavenders.
Yeah.
I just think it's very, 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 very good for what it is. I know it says Greek seasoning, but I don't think we've ever eaten it and said, "Man, this tastes Greeky."
Yep.
You know, if that's a word. So.
Have y'all tried bone sucking sauce steak
Yes.
seasoning?
Oh no,
The steak
no,
seasoning we
I have not.
tried.
Nope.
Yep.
But we're big fans of bone sucking sauce to begin with.
Yeah.
My dad
there's,
is. That's for
Matt
dang sure.
from NYC says Cavenders. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Matt? What's the weather up there right now?
Oh man, my arm's getting tired already. Do you listen to music while cooking, and what's on the top of your playlist? Oh, Matt says it's actually 70s
Wow.
in New York City. Wow.
Steaming.
We don't listen to music while we're cooking because we're
Always filming. Yeah. I do have to go to bed to music. Ironically.
Yeah. Someone says try Everglades original seasoning. We're getting a lot of seasoning suggestions in here. We'll have to try them.
I'm sure a lot of these seasonings are more like regional.
Yeah.
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 Yep. All right, guys. Is that it? They're calming down,
Yep.
growing,
Yep.
shrinking.
Hi from Iowa. Hi, Corey. Your videos have helped a ton. Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
glad.
Yeah, we just want to jump on.
Tim says he's fixing to smoke a log of bologna. Wow.
Ooh.
You,
Take that sucker off and fry. Oh yeah. We had a good old fashioned fried bologna sandwich with sourdough bread and
Randall
mayonnaise.
says he misses your Weber Summit videos. We're posting one tomorrow.
We are. Yep.
Look for that tomorrow. Yep.
You might be the only one, Randall. You might be the only one.
Jay says his Camp Chef is on the way.
Oh, that's
Wait.
awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. Camp Chef is a great one. I'm sure you will love it.
Yeah, you will.
Yep. Cody says see you on the next one. Yep. We're about to head off. We want to respect your all's time, and like we said, my grandma's in town visiting. Oh, Sean says they found the Everglades at Publix in Gatlinburg. Yeah. Great videos watching from Nova Scotia.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Ooh, fried bologna with Worcestershire. Richard says that's.
Can't go wrong.
Try that.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Harlan says thanks for the stream.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thanks you guys for coming.
Yeah. Thank you guys. So we are gonna head off.
Early
here.
springtime will be the next one.
Yep, and we're gonna visit with family. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Bobby. Bobby says looking forward to the Pizza Pocket video. Me too. I want to eat those again. It was very good.
So what so an empanada is a flour tortilla. It's not a corn. Does it matter if it's corn or flour? Or empanada is just the technique.
Yep. Enjoy your Sunday too, Matt. Thanks, Mike.
All right, guys.
Yep. We're gonna get off. See you guys.